Hey, welcome back to the channel. So the World Cup build-up has started in earnest, and things are going to get more and more serious from now on. There are a few warm-up games in July, but things really kick off in August. But let's get started with what I think is one of the most important aspects of this World Cup, and that's the draw, the group stages, and then the different sides of the draw. You have the strong side and the weak side. So it's unbelievable, really. The draw happened like 3 years ago, and I think they were based off the rankings like prior to that. So it was done almost immediately after the last World Cup, which is kind of unbelievable. And as a result, understandably so, World Rugby Union has come in for a lot of criticism for it. But I've got to say, is it fair? Absolutely not. It's not fair by any stretch of the imagination. If you want the two strongest teams in the final, this is not what you want to do. But in terms, I'm going to consider myself a neutral for the purposes of this video. I'm a Welsh supporter, but Wales are kind of out of the running, I think, this year. So I'm going to regard myself as a neutral. As a neutral, and as someone who enjoys watching rugby, I can't wait to see this World Cup, because it's going to be fireworks all the way through. From the first game, which I believe is France versus the All Blacks. What a game to start off a World Cup, and in France, and you know, after that it just gets better and better. So the top 5 teams in Group A and Group B. So you got like New Zealand, France, South Africa, Ireland, and Scotland coming in at a surprising number 5. So well done to Scotland, to be honest. You know, they've worked hard to get there, and deservedly so. And then on the other side of the draw, you've got the bottom half of the top 10: Wales, Australia, England, and Japan, and Argentina, who must consider themselves in with the shout this year. Finally, you know what I mean, to punch above their weight a little bit. Or, you know, not punch above their weight, but do what they've always promised to do. So the World Rugby Union has talked about changing their schedule for making the draw. They did this after the World Cup in England, where England were in a group of death and got knocked out, so the hosts weren't actually in the knockout phase, thanks to Wales. But will they change it? If they do, this will be the last. It's like the end of an era. So this World Cup, I think, is going to be pretty special in terms of being able to see like the top teams playing each other all the way through. And I think if the team from the AB, the left, let's call it the left side of the draw, if they make it to the final and win, it's going to be absolutely monumental, because being World Cup champions, being world champions, is something that can never be taken away from you. It sticks with you for 4 years. But even then, people will say, oh well, it's not the team that won the World Cup, and they had easy running, or, you know what I mean. Like in this case, the team that comes through that trial by fire is gonna have a very good shout to being like one of the greatest teams ever to play rugby, and it's going to be absolutely monumental if they come through that quarterfinal, that semi-final, and then go on to win the final. It's going to be fantastic. Those players will be immortalized, and they'll more than likely, the Rugby World Cup will be drawn much later after this, because of the controversy around it. And I think this is one of the last opportunities that they have to kind of cement themselves, to cement their legacy. On the other hand, if the team because they're fresher, they've had less intense games, maybe less injuries. If they go on and win the final, it'll be absolute travesty, and everyone will call into question the validity of the title of being world champs, because they had much easier running. I'm looking at Australia, really, and possibly England, but Australia, really. And regarding their pedigree in World Cup and their ability to perform in a tournament setting, I mean, it's going to be them, you know, or they're going to be there or thereabouts. But yeah, I for one, as a neutral, obviously, I'm very excited to watch this World Cup. There's going to be a lot of build-up now, from now until the tournament starts. Couple of warm-up games in July, and things really kick off then in August. Training squads have been announced, but it's not really, I think, worth getting into like selection and squads yet, because so much can change. I mean, people come back from injuries and things like that, and there's a bunch of things. So I think it's too early for that. But just to put the World Cup in perspective, I think it's the end of an era. I think it's an opportunity for players to cement themselves in rugby history and rugby folklore, which is a very important part of rugby. And yeah, I for one, I'm looking forward to. It's obviously not fair. It's not an ideal situation, but it certainly creates the opportunity for people to become legends. You know, which particularly with rugby is what we're really searching for. You know, we're trying to capture a certain kind of essence, and I think with that, France, Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand, and Scotland, with that kind of little group there, they're gonna have to play each other like multiple times, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Going to be a bunch more videos coming, so stay tuned, as they used to say. Like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Thank you very much. Goodbye.